If I get off stage and then I go sit for an hour, and then you're like, oh, you have two interviews, I'm like, please.
You gotta keep moving, I guess, right?
You've gotta keep moving.
Gotta keep moving. So we're joined by Winona Fighter. We're at All Your Friends Fest here in Ontario. Welcome to Canada.
Thank you.
By the way, last time we chatted with you guys was at the Innings Festival in Tempe, Arizona. So we were talking then that we were hoping to see you here, and here we are.
We made it.
Wow. So how's it going in Canada? What's your first impressions of north of the border?
It's great.
Yeah, kilometers Celsius.
We love it.
I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
We do drive on the right side of the road.
Yeah.
Striking America.
Yeah.
Right. Luckily, we were on the highway, and Austin's like, I don't know what any of these numbers are. I'm just going to go a speed that I feel like is appropriate.
You see some red lights behind you, then slow down.
Just wave at them. Like, hey.
We're Winona Fighter, right? We got a place to be. So I heard you on stage saying that, speaking of being, coming to Canada, that you were maybe looking to be adopted up here in Canada.
Yes.
So any luck with that so far?
No, but our applications are open. So if anyone would like to adopt us and move us here, I would say we're open to the thought of it.
I mean, originally we're not too far away from Canada. Chloe's from New Hampshire originally.
Yeah.
And I'm from Minnesota originally.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so not too far.
And Dan, we'll just...
Yeah, whatever, I'll join.
Indiana. Yeah.
I'll just be brought up.
Yeah, you're part of it's a band thing. Gotta stay together, right? Right on. And I also heard you guys talk about wanting to get some poutine.
Yeah.
So, and I also heard this as well. I don't know, I can't confirm, but I heard that there's 4 different poutine options here. I think there's only like 2 water stations, but there's 4 poutine options.
Well, this one, Austin was bent out of shape about all the poutine stations.
Couldn't wrap my head around it.
Had to happen.
But then we walk off stage, and there was poutine waiting for us.
Yeah, one of the poutine, this is how you get us to pick your poutine, I guess. One of the trucks was like, you know what, we're gonna deliver them some poutine. So one of the trucks gave security a big thing of poutine, and we're like, make sure this gets to the band. And we're like, oh my, how kind is that?
And it was delicious.
And they totally apologized, right?
Sorry we didn't get to see you on stage.
Sorry we didn't get it to you while you were on stage and performing, right? But no, that's amazing. Well, welcome. I'm glad you guys are in Canada. I'm glad we were able to chat.
Yeah.
So how did it feel up on stage? You guys were giving it, and it sounded great.
Thanks.
How did it feel up there?
I thought it felt amazing. Yeah, like I was very pleasantly surprised how many people just jammed in for our set. I mean, it was slammed out there, which is so cool.
Yeah.
And it definitely felt like a situation where even if those who had never heard of us or heard our music, everyone was willing to kind of bop along. And I didn't really see any single person who was just like arms crossed and like mad that they came to our set or anything.
Right.
It felt really good.
I heard there was a notable bass line performance. I heard someone mention that. I heard it. I didn't see it, but I heard there was a notable bass line.
There's always
at least one. Yeah. I don't know what.
Maybe Sabotage?
Maybe, yeah.
We did do a cover of Sabotage. Yeah, by Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you must have knocked it out of the park because I think it was. Yeah, I think you talked about it on stage. Anyway, maybe I'm hearing things.
Yeah.
Could be just
No, it definitely happened. Yeah, lots of bass. Lots of really cool bass stuff happening for sure.
Right on. So we also chatted with you guys. Well, Dana, my wife, she chatted with you guys over Zoom, I think, right before My Apologies to the Chef came out. So you guys been super busy promoting it, playing shows all over the place. So what's the reception been since that first time? Since it's been released, it's been in people's hands for a while now.
I think very surreal to all of us. It's when we did the first leg of our, because we've been headlining all year, when we did the first leg of our tour, we were like, oh, if we could sell at least 100 tickets everywhere, how incredible would that be? And that was for like cities that we had, been to, we know we're quote unquote popular in, whatever. And we, did that and beyond. And then we went to the UK for the first time, and we sold out every show. And then we just did a tour of all B markets, and we hit 100+ tickets everywhere. And it's I think we're all just having this like crazy moment of what the heck, it's like you're like, oh, this is the natural progression of things, but I think it's just so crazy to us.
Right. That's got to be weird too, because that's probably something you always dreamed about, you always aspired to have, and then when you have it, it's like, whoa.
I know.
And you're kind of like, how did this happen? Even though Dan and I have been playing to rooms of 0 people since 9-10 years ago, and then when we released our debut EP, it felt like, oh, we're never gonna get to where we want to be, and so it's just it is really crazy. Like you think you have no clue how it happened, but then you look back and you're like, oh wait, it was a lot of like blood, sweat, and tears that made this happen.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, speaking of your music, so you just put out a new single, or kind of a stripped down single of a song, "You Look Like Drunk" with Phoebe Bridgers. Tell me about that. That seems to be that's a fan favorite, I understand. So tell me how that a stripped down version of Winona Fighter. You got to explain how that kind of came to be.
Yeah, I mean, it is stripped down, but it's still like acoustic bass, acoustic guitar, and then kind of a broken down kit. So just kind of like everything's played like very aggressively on little tiny little things. So yeah, we still wanted to have a lot of energy and a lot of fun with it, but kind of bring a different like perspective on the song. So just kind of a fresh new thing for people, and yeah, we hope people like it.
Getting back to tour, Yes Chef Tour. It's kind of picking back up again in July. So tell me about that. Where you guys headed? Is there some spots where you've maybe never played before that you're looking forward to playing?
A few places we've never played before. Raleigh, Washington D.C. We've never played there, and we it just sold out actually. We've never played in Minneapolis, Minnesota before. We're playing there at a festival. I feel like this last leg, it's so nice because we're all hitting towns that are very exciting for us. I'm doing a hometown show. We were able to do a hometown show in Indiana for Dan last leg. Austin is having a hometown show. So it's like a perfect little bow on the top, I think, for us. And a lot of the shows are sold out. DC, New York, Chicago, a few are like getting really close, so it's just I think it's such a beautiful way to cap off the tour after we've hit literally every city, it feels like, in the country, and we've played 1,000 shows this year, so.
No doubt. So what is that, we talked about your the success of the album and playing all these cities and kind of it being a surreal moment for you guys. So what, after this next run, does all this, this success and this energy that you've gotten from the crowds, does that give you motivation to get right back to writing? Is that the next step? Are you guys thinking about that now?
I think 100%. Yeah. I mean, I don't think any of us ever stop trying to come up with ideas. Like, I know, like, I'll catch Austin. I'm sure he sees me sometimes during a sound check when we're just noodling around, like, oh, good idea, and we'll hit record on our phone and try and capture it really quickly before we forget. So I think, yeah, just being on the road is kind of a good way to kind of grease the wheels a little bit and get our brains moving. And so, yeah.
We're always working too. Like, I don't think it's in us to be like, okay, now we're gonna take a little break, and then we're gonna carve out X amount of weeks or months to write for the next album, and then we're gonna carve out this time to record the album. It's kind of like balls to the wall, like, okay, let's keep going. Mm-hmm. But that's I think that's how the three of us work best. It's relentless.
Yeah, I will say we are finishing this next leg July 25th or something, and I'm not telling people we're done until August 1st. So I'm just saying, yeah, we're back August 1st, even though we'll probably be back maybe a few days before that, but that's going to be like 3 or 4 days of nothing.
Pure bliss. I told our manager that. I was like, yeah.
I was going to say, you guys haven't had a lot of time.
No.
No breaks.
No.
Really,
no breaks.
At all.
Right. It feels like since February.
Yeah. I told our manager, I was like, yeah, we're not telling people we're back until mid first week of August. He was like, except for me though. He was like, if I call you, you pick up.
Yeah.
I said, all right.
No doubt. Well, I hope your first experience here in Canada was fabulous, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening. And I hope that when you guys, tour the next album or go on a third leg of the album that you just released, I hope you come up to Canada and play a string of Canadian shows. I think that would be. We got a lot of cool venues. I think that you guys would just
we gotta do
blow the roof
Canadian
off.
club show for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying Mod Club would be a cool spot.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's tons in Toronto. We live a little farther south. Like there's some spots like London Music Hall in London,
Okay.
Ontario. That would be really. I could see you guys on that stage playing. You know, it's a cool venue.
It's
right?
just
Good
as
sound.
someone with a maple syrup addiction, it's been a little dangerous to get me up here, but I think I can garner the strength.
You gotta keep eyes on her at all times.
Yeah. Right on. Well, thank you very much, Winona Fighter, at All Your Friends Fest. Thank you very much, guys. We'll hope to talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.